Hello, a warm welcome to the students of Standard 9. At a time when all educational institutions are closed amid nationwide lockdown, we are uploading videos so that learning can continue at home. Today, we will study Chapter 1 from the book Moments. The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand is one of the celebrated Indian writers in English, notable for his depiction of the lives of the poor caste in traditional Indian society. Anand is admired for his novels and short stories, which have acquired the status of being classic works of modern Indian English literature. He was also a recipient of the civilian honor of the Padma Bhushan. Introduction. The story concentrates on the child's desire for everything. It is a short story about a small child, his aspiration, demands, and realization. A child expects his parents to fulfill all his needs. Sometimes the parents ignore the repeated requests of the children. We really don't understand the true value of parents and take them as granted. The significance of parents is only revealed once they are out of sight and we realize that the world is upside down. That is what the little child realized when he got lost in the fair. When the child is separated from the parents, all charm in life disappears. All things have attraction only when the parents are with the child. It was a festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. It was a festival of spring, and from the passage and narrow lanes and footpath, a large number of people, happily dressed in beautiful clothes, were going to the fair. They used different modes of transport. Some were walking, some rode on horses, and others sat in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy was also going along with his parents to the fair. He was very excited and full of happiness, life, and laughter. The meaning of the word gaily is happily, clad, clothed, brimming, full of. Come, child, come, called his parents, as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shop that lined the way. As they were moving along the way, there were shops lined on both the sides of the way. So the child was fascinated by the toys and he was looking at them. The parents moved forward, and when they saw that he was lagging behind, they called out to him that, "Come, child, come." Lagged behind means was left behind. Fascinated means attracted to. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys as he came to where they had stopped to wait for him. He could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. In this para, we see that when the child hears that his parents are calling him to come and join them so that he should not be left behind, he rushes towards his parents. Though his eyes were still lingering, they were still on the toys which were left behind in the shops, he comes to his parents where they had stopped to wait for him. He could not suppress, he could not put an end to the desire of his heart. He wanted those toys, he wanted his parents to buy those toys for him. But he knew that when he will ask them to buy it for him, the old and cold stare of refusal in their eyes will be there. The word lingering means lasting for a long time. The word receding means left behind as he walked ahead. Suppress means put to an end. Old cold means without any feeling of affection. You also must have observed in your life that whenever you demand things from your parents, and when they think it's an unreasonable demand, they often refuse to buy it for you. I want that toy, he pleaded. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar triumph's way. You see, children, in this paragraph, the boy knows that the parents are going to refuse him to buy that toy, but then also he pleads, he requests his parents to buy that toy for him. And as he knew, his father looked at him red-eyed. His father looked at him in a cruel way, denying his request. We shall look at the word meanings in this para. Pleaded means requested. Tyrant's way means a tyrant is a cruel and oppressive ruler. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender, and giving him her finger to hold, said, "Look, child, what is before you?" It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold, as it swept across miles and miles of even land. Now, when the mother saw the child was pleading to his father to buy him the toy, and the father gave him a cruel expression, denying his request, the mother became kind and loving towards her child. She wanted her child to be happy, and to divert his attention from the shops and toys, she gave him her finger to hold and said, "Look, child, what is before you?" She showed him a mustard field, a flowering mustard field which looked like melted gold. Why it looked like melted gold? Because a mustard field was blooming with yellow flowers, and that is why it looked like melting gold across miles and miles of even land. Now we shall see the meanings of the new words in this paragraph. The word melted means became tender and loving. Pale means dull and colorless. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze till one of them would still its wing and rest, and he would try to catch it. Now, while the child was looking at the mustard field, he sees a group of dragonflies fluttering in the field, and they had bright and showy purple wing. Now, these dragonflies, what they were doing? They were trying to intercept or block the way of a lone black bee or butterfly who were in search of nectar, sweet nectar from the flowers. The child wanted to catch a dragonfly, so he follows them with his gaze till one of the dragonfly would come to rest, and then he would run and try to catch it. The word gaudy means extremely bright and showy. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. "Come, child, come onto the footpath." Now, when the child is running in the field trying to catch the dragonfly, he waits for the moment when the dragonfly comes and sits on a particular mustard flower. And he went up quietly to it and tried to catch the dragonfly. But as soon as he went to catch the dragonfly fluttered its wing and flew away. The mother and the father, who were walking on the footpath, see him running around in the fields. So the mother calls her child again, "Come, child, come onto the footpath." He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being, however, soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Now, when the mother calls out to the child, he happily runs to his parents and walks along with them side by side. But after a while, he again lags behind. He is left behind because he was attracted by the little insect and worms which were coming out of the holes or the hiding places or their hiding place to enjoy the beautiful sunshine. The word abreast means side by side and facing the same way. The word teeming out means to pour or empty out. The child was fascinated by the insect. That is why again he was left behind and the parents moved ahead. "Come, child, come," his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. He ran towards them. Now, while the child was being fascinated or attracted by the small insects coming out of their holes, the parents see a well nearby and they see a grove. Grove is what? A small wood or a group of trees. So the parent think that let us go and rest there for some time. So they go under the shade of the tree where there is a well also, and they sit there. Now the mother feels concerned about her child and she wants him also to rest for a while. So she calls out to him, "Come child, come." Now when the small boy listens that his mother is calling out to him, he runs towards them. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hand. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove." The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. As the child enters the grove, he sees that his parents are sitting there, and as soon as he enters the grove, what happens? A shower of flowers fell upon the child. The child is so fascinated by it that he forgets about his parents and he starts to collect the raining petals in his hand. At that very moment, the small boy hears the cooing of the doves. Cooing means the sound which the doves were making. And he runs towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove." And when he runs towards his parents, the petals which he had collected in his hands, he forgets about it and he drops them to the ground. "Come, child, come," they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Now when the child comes to the grove, instead of sitting with his parents, he starts running around the banyan tree in playful skipping movement. Now the parents are ready to start walking. Now again the child will be left around, so they call out to him that, "Come child, come," and they take him along with them through the narrow winding footpath which is going to lead them to the fair through the mustard fields. The word capers means a playful skipping movement. So children, today we are going to end our class here. I will be giving you some meanings. You will please copy them down in your English classwork copy. We are going to make a 200 pages copy for English. So you write the name of the lesson and copy down the meanings, which I am going to give it to you. For your homework, you will read page number 1 and 2 of the lesson, The Lost Child. For your homework, read page 1 and 2 of the chapter 1, The Lost Child.